our knees down. We can take them out a little bit wider and keep those feet together. And then taking the hips towards the heels, the arms out in front. And staying here while we close our eyes and start to focus on the breath. Giving ourselves this time to slow things down. Forget about what's going on and just be present. Inhaling through the nose. You can feel the body expanding into the room, feeling that lift. And then exhale, melting down towards the mat. And again, inhaling and exhaling. One more time, inhale through the nose. And closing the mouth, exhaling through the nose, releasing the air. From here, coming up onto our fingertips, so tenting the hands, activating the arms. We again inhale, find lift. You can lift the head high up off the ground. And then as you exhale, keeping those arms nice and activated, we melt the chest down towards the mat, stretching out through our shoulders. And again, inhale, breathing into the ribs, into the back. Exhale, melting the chest down, opening the shoulders. One more time, inhale. And exhale. A little wiggle here with the shoulders, finding space. And then planting the hands down. Our next inhale, we're going to rock forwards, find our tabletop position. Just step those knees in underneath the shoulders. Just gently rocking forwards and backwards, warming up those wrists. Stretching out through the forearms. Finding a little bit of space in those wrists. You can even do some circles one way. And then the other way. And then coming back to that tabletop position. Hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. From here, we're going to take the hips back towards the heels, find our child's pose just briefly. And then our next inhale, we rock forwards, find our tabletop position. You can even take the gaze towards the top of the mat. And then exhale, take the hips back towards the heels, child's. Inhale, rocking forwards, tabletop position. Two more. Exhale, take the hips back. Inhale, rocking forwards. Exhale, back to our child's pose. Inhale, rocking forwards, tabletop position. Now from here, keeping that core nice and strong, we're going to tuck the toes under, press through the hands and those toes to just lift those knees just 1 inch off the mat. So we find ourselves in a floating tabletop. So again, notice that core engaged, those hips aren't too high, but we're keeping that back nice and flat. Inhale here. And then again, exhale, we start to take the hips back towards the heels, but keep those knees lifted, finding a floating child's pose. So it's going to burn the legs a little bit here. And then our next inhale, we rock forwards, find our floating tabletop. Exhale, take it back, floating child's pose. Press those hands away from the body. Inhale, rock forwards, floating tabletop. Feeling that burn in the legs. Exhale, take it back, hips towards the heels. Inhale, rocking forwards. One more time, exhale, take it back. Inhale, coming forwards, floating tabletop. Then bring those knees down, untucking the toes. Give the hips a little bit of a shake side to side. And then finding our cat-cows, finding some space in that back, in that spine. We inhale, scoop the belly down as we lift the chest, lift the chin. And then as we exhale, we press the hands into the mat, rounding the back, tucking the tailbone. And again, inhale, drop the belly down as we lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, scooping the belly up, looking up towards the belly button. And inhale, dropping the belly down. And exhale, rounding the spine. And again, coming back to that flat back, that tabletop position. From here, we're going to step that right foot through in between the hands. You may want to take a hold of that ankle and just shimmy that foot forward so we find ourselves in our low lunge, that back knee down. We inhale, lift the arms up, sinking those hips down, lift the chest, reach those arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, we straighten the front leg as we fall down into our half split, flexing that foot, folding over that straight leg. And again, inhale, plant the foot, lift the arms up. And this time, exhale, we just bring that left hand down next to that front foot and open the chest to find this little twist. And then we can tuck the back toes as we lift that back knee up, finding this low lunge twist, opening the chest towards the right, lifting that right arm up. Inhale here. Exhale, we lower that back knee down once again, bringing that right hand down as we step that front foot back, finding our tabletop position once again. Little wiggle with those hips side to side before we go through the other side. Stepping that left foot now between those hands. Again, we can shimmy that foot forwards. That back knee is down. As we inhale, lift the arms up, finding our low lunge. Sinking the hips down, lift the chest, even the chin. Inhale. And then as we exhale, we straighten the front leg, fold down into our half split, stretching out through the back of the leg. Flex that foot, pull those toes back. Our next inhale, shift forwards, lift the arms, sink the hips down. And then this time as we exhale, just bring the right hand down as we find that soft, gentle twist, opening the chest, tucking the back toes as we lift that back knee up. Inhale to open. And then exhale, lower that back knee down as we start to bring that left hand down and take that left foot back. Tabletop position. One more time, take those hips side to side. And then from here, we're going to tuck the back toes under, press through the hands and the feet, lift the hips nice and high, finding our downward facing dog. Little bend in the legs to start with, lift those hip bones nice and high, lengthening out the spine, pressing the hands into the mat, making sure we're not hunched up in our shoulders, but they're rolling down our back. From here, we're going to inhale, rock forwards, find our high plank position, strong core. Exhale, we chaturanga, shift forwards first, lower the knees down, untucking the toes as we take the elbows back in line with the body, strong core, chaturanga. And then all the way down onto the belly. From here, we find our baby cobra. So just using that lower back strength and pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat, we lift our hands up first, and then inhale, start to lift the chest. So really feeling that lift coming from that lower back, strengthening. Inhale here, and then exhale, lower back down. And again, inhale, lift the hands, lift the chest, pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat. Exhale, lower back down. One more time, inhale, lift the hands, lifting the chest. And then from here, we're going to place those hands down, just gently apply a little bit of pressure to find our cobra. Elbows drawing back, lifting the chest. Exhale, we lower back down to our belly, tuck the toes under, and press ourselves back to our downward facing dog, hips nice and high. Walking through the feet now, just gently drawing one heel down at a time, stretching out through the backs of the legs. Big breath in and exhale. And then in your own time, walking the feet all the way up towards the top of the mat. Having those feet hip distance apart, little bend in the legs, and just hang the body over, swaying side to side, releasing the spine, releasing the neck. Inhale and exhale, release. And in your own time, rolling up to standing. vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slowly finding that alignment in the back. Head comes up last. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, down the back, palms facing forwards, finding our mountain pose. Strong in the core, the arms drawing down. Inhale here. And exhale to stay. And looking down towards the feet, just bring those toes together, heels just slightly apart. Finding our sun salutation A. We inhale, lift the arms up overhead, palms touch. You can take the gaze up towards the hands. And then as we exhale, hinging at the hips as we forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. You can slide the hands up the shins, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, we plant the hands down, step back to our high plank. Inhale, strong core. Exhale, chaturanga. Shift forwards first, lower the knees down, maybe one knee, or keep them lifted as we lower down halfway, chaturanga. To the belly for cobra, or flipping onto the tops of the feet. Straighten the arms, finding our upward facing dog. Legs and hips lifted off the mat. Exhale, everyone take the hips up and back, finding our downward facing dog, flipping back onto the feet. 3 breaths here, pressing the ground away with our arms, lifting the hips nice and high. Long breaths in and out through the nose. Last breath, inhale. As we exhale, we bend the knees, look between the hands. You can step, walk, or even hop the feet up towards the top of the mat, toes together. We inhale, halfway lift as we get there. Exhale, forward fold, drawing yourself down. Inhale, roll up to standing, bring the arms up overhead. You can look up. Exhale, bring the palms to the chest. We go again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, finding that flat back. Exhale, plant the hands where you can step or maybe trying a little hop back, landing in our chaturanga. Bend elbows, protecting those shoulders. And then inhale, cobra, upward facing dog, find that lift. And exhale, taking the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths. If you want to find child's pose, you can do, taking a bit of that pressure off the shoulders and the wrists. Last inhale. As we exhale, we bend the knees, look between the hands, step, walk, or hop. Toes together at the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, rolling up to standing, bring the arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale, palms at the chest. Last time, inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, finding space. Exhale, plant the hands, making our way back through our vinyasa, stepping or hopping back, chaturanga. To the belly for cobra or upward facing dog, find that back bend. And then exhale, taking the hips up and back, finding our downward facing dog. Now from here, we're actually going to keep moving. We're going to inhale, lift the right leg up nice and high, 3-legged dog. And then as we exhale, we step that foot as close as we can between those hands. If it doesn't quite reach, we can take a hold of the ankle and step it through. Just checking in, making sure the feet aren't in line with one another, but they're more on those train tracks, more parallel with one another. Standing up into our high lunge, strong through those legs, we lift the body up, lift the arms. Bending into the front leg, that back heel drawing behind us. From here, we inhale, find a little bit of a lift. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop that back knee down. Just a touch, just hovering off the back of the mat. And then inhale, we stand back up, finding our high lunge. So finding these lunge dips. Exhale, lower the knee down, just an inch off the mat. Inhale, standing up. Last time, exhale, lunging down. Inhale, lifting up, then we drop the back heel down and we open up into our warrior two. So now finding this open hip, that front knee drawing out. So you can see the inside of that front foot. Our chest is open, but we're taking our gaze over that front hand. From here, we flip the front palm, reverse the warrior, reach that front arm all the way up and over like a big rainbow, finding space in the side of the body, bending into the front leg. Inhaling here. Exhale, reaching a little bit more. Again, we breathe in. And then on our exhale, we're going to windmill those hands down like a big cartwheel, framing the front foot, and then taking ourselves back through our vinyasa, finding high plank. Inhale. Exhale, strong core as we lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog, shoulders roll back. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Other side, we inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the foot through as close as we can between those hands. And again, just checking in with those feet, making sure you've got that nice, strong foundation. We inhale, stand up tall, finding our high lunge. Bending into the front leg, the back heel drawing behind. Inhale, reach up with those arms, find space in the sides of the body. And then exhale, lower that back knee down, finding that lunge. That knee just hovering off the mat. Inhale, standing back up. Exhale, drop the back knee. Inhale, standing up once again. Exhale, dipping down that lunge. Last time, inhale, stand up. We drop the back heel down and open up into our warrior two. So feeling that outside edge of that back foot pressing down into the mat, so you really feel that strong stability in the legs and the feet, and that front knee rotating outwards, opening up the hips, opening the chest. Then we flip the front palm, reverse it, reach that front arm all the way up and back. Finding space in those ribs, sinking into that front knee. Inhaling here. Exhale to stay. Last inhale, we breathe in. And then exhale, cartwheeling those hands down to frame the front foot, taking our vinyasa once again, finding high plank. Inhale. Exhale, shift forward, strong core, lower down halfway. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog, shoulders roll back. And then exhale, take it up and back, finding our downward facing dog. From here, we're going to lower down to our knees, untuck the toes, take ourselves back to our child's pose. Give yourself a little bit of a wiggle, side to side. Regain that breath. If the forehead does come down towards the mat, just rocking the head side to side, massaging between the eyebrows. And then from here, we're going to look forwards and slide all the way down onto our belly. And then having your arms down by your sides, we then interlace our hands behind our back. Coming either onto our chin or our forehead, just lengthening out that neck. We inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and like we found in our baby cobra, start to lift the chest. Finding that strength through that lower back. And then from here, squeezing the glutes, we start to lift the feet and the knees, maybe even the thighs, everything reaching up and back, finding our locust pose. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, the hands lifting off the body. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down. You can bring one cheek down towards the mat, release the hands, rock the hips side to side. And coming through into our bow pose, so another variation of this back bend. We bend the legs, bringing those feet up. And if we can take a hold of our feet with our hands, we can do, but if we can't quite reach, either using a yoga strap, or we can come back to that locust pose we were in just before. If we do have a hold of our feet, it's the same motion. We roll the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, using that lower back to start to lift the chest. And then we kick the feet into the hands, Finding that lift, lifting the knees, even the thighs, everything reaching up and back. Inhale. And exhale to stay, keep breathing. Last inhale, find a little bit more lift. And then exhale, slowly release back down. Let the legs go out long, bring the other cheek down towards the mat and rock those hips side to side. And then from here, bringing those hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes under and pressing ourselves back to our downward facing dog. Hips up nice and high. Coming through into our pigeon pose, we inhale, lift the right leg up. And as we exhale, we start to bring that shin forwards behind the back of the wrists. Flex the foot to protect that knee joint as we slowly place that shin down. You can have it at any angle. The more parallel it is with the short edge of the mat, the deeper the hip stretch will be. And then we drop that back knee down and tuck the toes. From here, just coming up onto the fingertips, find this lift, inhale. And then exhale, folding over. You can even start to walk the hands out in front. Just folding over that front leg. Breathing into this deep stretch, inhale. And exhale. And again, big breath in. And big breath out. And then walking the hands back up underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes under, and taking that leg all the way back to our downward facing dog. Walk through the feet. Ready for the other side. We inhale, lift the left leg up. And then exhale, bringing that shin forwards behind those wrists, flexing the foot. And then dropping that shin down again at any angle. Drop the back knee. And untuck the back toes. Making sure that that front foot is flexed, that'll protect that knee joint. And then from here we find lift, inhale, find space. And then exhale, start to walk the hands out in front. Just gently finding a little bit of a fold. You can even feel nicer to stay more upright and press the hands away from the body to take the weight back onto the hip. Might feel a little bit more in that outer hip. You're breathing here. Last breath, inhale. And exhale. Slowly walking the hands back up underneath the shoulders. From here, we're going to roll onto the outside of that left hip, bringing the legs out in front. Bringing both legs out straight. And from here, just finding a nice gentle forward fold over our legs. We inhale, lift up the arms. And then exhale, start to reach those hands forwards, up and over again, like that rainbow motion, keeping that spine nice and long. And then bringing the hands down to where they can reach. Under the legs, the ankles, the feet, just drawing ourselves down. Breathing here. You can flex the feet now, feeling a little bit more of a stretch in those calves and those hamstrings. And then in your own time, rolling back up. From here, we're going to roll all the way onto our backs. So rolling down through each vertebrae. See how slowly you can take yourself down, all the way onto your back. And once you get there, finding this twist, bring the right knee into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, guiding that knee over towards the left. Feeling the spine ring out. Closing the eyes as well. Breathing into the twist. And then your next inhale, rolling back through center. Release that leg. As you inhale, bringing the left knee in, squeeze it in. And then exhale, guiding that knee over towards the right. Again, those eyes are closed. Breathing into the twist. Releasing down. Next, inhale, coming back through center. Bring both knees into the chest to give yourself one last little squeeze. And then letting both legs go out long. Coming into our Shavasana. Or corpse pose, feeling the body heavy against the ground. Have the arms down by the sides, palms facing up. Eyes closed. Taking one inhale through the nose, holding at the top. Filling the lungs up. And then open the mouth, sigh the breath out nice and loud. And then just letting go of the breath now. This last couple of minutes. From here, just start to deepen the breath. And start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Gently waking up the body once again. Gradually building some movement. You can take your arms up over your head, finding a big full body stretch, even yawning. And then bringing your knees into your chest, either rocking onto your side or rolling straight up, finding ourselves in a comfortable seated position. Eyes closed, roll the shoulders up and down, bringing the palms together at the chest. Inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Namaste.